Hello there, podcast land, and welcome back to another episode of the Vintage Podcast.
Podcast.
We've all missed you very dearly, and we're all happy to be back. If you didn't already know, the Vintage Podcast is a show where we talk about movies that we love, and as you'll hear today, movies that some of us absolutely fucking hate as well. And then also, apparently, movies that are just so bad that you love them too.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
As said by formerly Fred Astaire, Jake. But he's different now. Anyways, before we get into the show, I'm here with Jake, Big Country Jake. What's up, baby?
What up, y'all? What up? 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 What up?
The Broken Spliv, Hunter Paimon.
Hello.
And we have on the waterfront, Mando Calrissian.
Oh, baby.
What's up?
Don't bring that conversation into this.
So don't call you on the waterfront.
No, I'm just saying, don't talk about it here.
Could have been
I
a chance.
didn't.
Way to get real somber right away,
Hey,
buddy.
I'm just saying, man.
could've been
This
a
is
champ.
you guys about to see a fucking Marlon Brando come out of me pretty soon.
God, I
man.
hope not.
You're pretty sick. I'd back you.
Yes,
I would jump in.
Marlon
Your
Brando
buddy-
was Richard Pryor.
Yeah, no shit. I was about to say that. I said I hope not.
Wait, what?
Get
Oh, yeah.
real Marlo Brando on us, huh?
You know about the Marlon Brando Richard Pryor lore.
Yeah, you're the
They're
one
not
who
like you
fucking
don't.
told us about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that kind of Marlon Brando. On the waterfront, Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando got his ass beat on the waterfront,
Yeah,
Twice.
but he was a contender.
but he got his ass beat.
Could have been a champ, Charlie.
Anyways, I digress. And I am also here, Steve, not Harrington. Stupidest nickname of us all, but I'll take it.
Oh, you
Anyways.
loved that nickname when you were first donned it.
It was
Yeah.
great for 3 weeks, but now Stranger Things is so long gone. We
Yeah.
need Stone Cold, not Steve Austin.
No, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
That we'll save that for another day. Everybody, we're back. We took a week off. I'm going to pass the mic over to Jake so that Jake can tell us why we took a week off and tell us about what he's been up to and what he's been watching.
All right, what up, everybody? Glad to be back. Excuse that week of absence. I went to Boston and the Cape Cod. Went with a couple friends. One of my best friends got engaged. So that
Shout
was
out
really
Vinny.
awesome. Yeah, shout out Vinny. Shout out Sarah. Congratulations to the two of you.
Vinny, is he Italian?
Oh, yeah.
He's very Italian. Vinny Giovanelli.
Really? Damn, we're throwing last names out here. You know, they say every Italian's last name ends in an I or an E
Yeah,
or an
that's
O.
true. Or an
I
A.
don't know.
I think a vowel. It has to end in a vowel.
And a vowel, probably. Tony
Yeah.
Soprano.
Yeah.
Makes
Wait,
sense.
that's like everybody's name, though.
No,
Does
mine
every
ends
last
in a-
name end in a vowel?
Mine ends in a T.
Yeah. No Val.
What is your name?
My last name does.
Yeah, Fonseca.
Oh my God. What's wrong with the last names? Morales.
Hey, don't give out my government, dog.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of last names that don't end with the vowel, huh?
Yeah.
Anyways,
so.
Cape Cod.
Yeah. So Cape
Vinny,
Cod.
Vinny and Sam are newly
Sarah,
wed.
Sarah, newly engaged.
Whoopity doo! I don't care. I don't know. He loves her. She loves this guy right here.
Hey, that's one of Adam Sandler's best movies.
I agree. I watched it last night.
One of the best parts of the trip, though, is we went to a Yankee Red Sox game at Fenway, and one of the pitchers that pitches for the Red Sox got us onto the field before the game for batting practice. So we were standing on the field during batting practice for both teams at Fenway Park, and that is like one of the most magical moments at a ballpark I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude.
I mean, to stand on that red dirt and
Oh,
watch
yeah.
batting practice happen from the field level is just fucking. I mean, that was
you
Kinda
walk
makes
you walk the same path as all those greats.
Kind of makes you want to switch favorite teams, huh?
oh no,
Hadn't
No.
you been there? Hadn't you already been there before?
yeah, I'd been there once, but never on the field.
Yeah, on the field is different. It's got to be a different
Yeah.
experience.
It's a different animal, but the same beast. Cape
Okay,
Cod was
Kobe
awesome.
Bryant.
Swam in the Atlantic for a little bit. It was 78 degrees. The Cape's super cool. It's a big long cape, like a peninsula kind of. The water's real warm, about 78, 79 degrees.
What makes it a cape exactly?
I don't know if So like if you look at Massachusetts, there's like a peninsula that comes off of it that kind of looks like a boot, kind of like Italy. And I think that's what makes it the Cape, or I don't know if that's what makes it Cape, or the bay that boot creates. I think it's the stretch of land. I think that's what makes it the Cape,
Interesting.
because there's
Oh.
both sides of the Cape, being the north and the south side of the Cape, and then it's both on the Atlantic, but it's on two different bays, because the Bay of Maine is the north side of the Cape.
All right. You're
Just reminding everybody, this is a movie podcast, not a geography podcast. So if we got that wrong,
I'm
not our
experts in
fault.
both fields, so
Not
go
our
ahead,
fault.
feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, had a great time. Yeah, it was fun. As far as what I've been watching a lot. I'm gonna hit some favorites. I watched this movie called Spookies, which is a very B movie, B horror flick, 1986. There's like a pretty cool lore about the film. It was, there's a lot of background noise there.
For me?
Yeah. Thank you. This movie called Spookies, there's a good lore about it. There's like it's like a 45-minute YouTube documentary about it. It was like two different movies. Like they shot one film and then they fired everybody. And then the producer shot a second film and then he edited both films together. So like the movie does not make sense at all. And it's really bad, but it's kind of awesome. I loved it. I watched another flick called, I watched The Town. When we got to Boston, we had to put on The Town. I watched on the plane. I watched Minari, which is Steven Yeun. It's that Korean flick that came out in 2020.
Super good.
Directed by Lee Isaac Chung. Super good. Korean comes over to the States and buys a plot of land to try to become a farmer, and some stuff happens. It's a good story about family.
Plane movie. I don't think I think if I'm in a plane, I don't know. Minari.
That was the first movie I watched in theaters when theaters reopened.
Interesting.
I mean, it's like one of the, I mean, it's subtitled. It's in Korean, so it was kind of like, I don't have anything else to do. I can't, like, I'm focused on this movie, so I might as well, like, I had the time now. I mean, it was a 7-hour flight, so I just watched it. Why are you making that face, Hunter?
No, I'm looking at Mondo's his
He
work
put on
over there.
socks. He put on socks.
Yeah, looking at his work. Respecting it is what I'm doing.
And then I also watched Gone with the Wind on the plane. When was the last time you
Damn.
seen that flick?
Fucking forever ago, dude.
I watched it. Honestly, I watched it like 2 months ago.
It's so good. It's long as all hell.
I was gonna say,
but
how long is that
too
one?
long.
3?
I think it's 3.5.
Damn.
238 minutes.
It's Civil War era, right?
That's basically 4
yeah,
hours.
Civil
dude.
War.
Yeah,
Civil-
right.
Civil War.
All right. Yeah, I think I've seen it once.
If you haven't seen Gone with the Wind, I mean, you got to watch Gone with the Wind at least once in your life. It's fucking
Who's the lead in that?
Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's
Not
Clark
Gene
Gable
Kelly.
and Vivian
Clark
Leigh.
Gable, yeah.
Clark Gable.
Clark
Okay.
Gable.
Another ledge.
The war, like I think it does a real good job of like depicting what it was really like for people that were impacted by the fucking Civil War.
Yeah, especially in the South.
But it's a really good movie. I agree.
Yeah, and like it's so long. It's like you kind of watch it once, and you're probably pretty good.
Yeah, you're
Hey,
set.
Yeah.
So it takes place in the South?
Yeah, it takes place in the South. You've never seen Gone with the Wind?
No.
Oh, you got to check that out.
You
can
don't
probably
gotta,
watch.
you don't gotta check it out. But if you want to see a good older movie with Clark Gable, that's where you should start.
I mean, it's one of the best. I watched this movie called Cinema Paradiso, which
I only said that because it's so fucking long.
yeah,
That's
that's
why I
true.
said you don't gotta watch it. It's,
And I
just,
mean,
Right.
like you got to watch it once,
it's such an investment, though.
and you can almost watch like if you watch half in the morning and then half when you go to bed, because there's an intermission in it too. So like you could do that.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
That's so funny. I love when they have those in old movies.
yeah, it's sick. I mean, it's perfect because like, all right, go ahead and get up, go get some more popcorn, go
Yeah,
pee.
stretch.
Yeah, it's like the 7th inning stretch.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I watched another film I watched was called Cinema Paradiso. It's a 1988 Italian flick directed by Giuseppe Tornatore. This became probably my favorite film of all time. It starts off with a young boy. It's right after World War II in Italy in a small Italian village, and he is kind of like a troublemaker. His dad hasn't come home from the war yet, so we kind of assume that the dad died in the war. and he just like kind of falls under. He keeps sneaking into the cinema that they have there, Cinema Paradiso, the name of the film, and then he becomes friends with the projectionist, and then slowly like learns how to become a projectionist, and then becomes the projectionist after the projectionist gets he goes blind, he loses his eyesight in a fire. uh it's it's so fucking good, like Cinema Paradiso. If you can find this film, watch it. It's 2 hours long.
Sounds
Would
like
you-
a low budget Last Action Hero, if you ask me.
There's no.
Would
not
you
even-
watch it on, Jake?
I watched it on Criterion. I watched
Okay,
it on
so
the
if you have
Criterion channel.
if you have Criterion channel, you can check it out on there.
That's where I watched it.
How do you say it? Is that where Elliot got that comeback where he's like sinister supremacist?
Dude, I don't know
from
what,
ET.
I don't know what that's from.
No, because this
No,
came out.
that-
This came out in '88.
That ET quote is 100% made up or something, dog. I don't think that comes out on anything.
I've
So
never
Elliot
heard,
just made that shit up.
dude,
I
I've never
spent-
heard that line
or
repeated
the-
ever.
Or the writer of the movie. I've never seen it in anything, and I remember spending like at least like a solid hour trying to figure out what it came out on, and trying to figure out what he fucking actually says. Because the subtitles say something, but it's definitely not what he says.
It sounds like what the title of the movie Jake saw.
Kind of, yeah.
It's Cinema Paradiso.
It could have been like local slang the writer grew up with, and he like incorporated that into the movie. Because again, dude, I've never heard that shit.
Elliot says like City Supremacist or something like that, dude. Or Sissy Supremacist. I don't know. It's a mystery.
It's just like Stephen King made up Moons and Goochers.
Yeah, it's kids.
Yeah.
Stuff.
At least.
Yeah, Stephen King also said "Bet your fern."
Oh yeah.
Stephen King also says a lot of stupid shit on his Twitter page.
Yeah,
does.
we rank him here from his movies and his books here, baby.
I agree with I agree with that, Mondo, but I guess we'll save that for another day.
Last two I watched real quick were I went to the theater and saw the Dragon Ball Z superhero movie.
Nice.
I loved it. Hunter and I saw it together
Loved it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
on the big screen at Big Newport. I mean, one of the biggest screens around you can watch a film on.
Hell yeah, dog.
I remember I was sitting there watching it. I was like, "Fuck, man! Like, I don't think I'll ever
The
get
dream.
tired. I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching Dragon Ball Z."
Also, I had seen the Frieza, whatever it's called, the one with Frieza. I saw that in theaters. I saw that
Resurrection
in
F.
Austin. Resurrection F. Saw that in theaters in Austin, and then I saw the Broly movie at a theater here in California. So, this is the only one that I haven't seen in theaters yet. It's still on my to do list though.
yeah, you guys.
But I have seen it. I saw the jet, like I think I said it on the podcast where I found like the Japanese release like a month
Yeah,
ago,
you did.
and I
Mhm.
watched it. So, I mean, I have seen it, just haven't seen it on giant screen with
And then it's
fucking
ultimate
Dolby
form.
Digital.
Yeah, unreal.
Just probably watching Gohan power up to his beast level was probably pretty insane on the big screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's many moments where Hunter and I were like kidding each other how sick it was.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody's listening as a Dragon Ball Z fan, I will forever believe that Gohan's a bitch, even after this last movie. I feel like Akira Toriyama had to do this to save face for Gohan because of all the Gohan Cell Saga fans that there are. But Gohan's I've seen every fight Gohan has ever had after Cell Saga, and he's a bitch. I'm sorry.
He's not a bitch.
He is.
The dude is like 10 years old and defeats the strongest villain in the galaxy.
Like I said, post Cell Saga.
Yeah. It's great.
I literally said that they made this movie for every Gohan fan from the fucking Cell Saga, but
Yeah.
for them to make him this powerful after not having trained for years and years and years,
Yeah.
and after watching what Goku and Vegeta do just to get as strong as they are, it's kind of bullshit. But
Yeah.
I get it. You have a fan base. You want to appease to the fan base, but
and
it's okay.
it's not. I mean, it's kind of canon, but it's a subplot.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, it's a Red Ribbon Army subplot.
Yeah, it's super off the timeline that they're going on, like with the manga and the anime right now. Thoroughly entertained though. I mean, the animation's a lot different than what we expect out of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Super video gamey.
Yeah,
It was
super
weird.
video game.
It looked just like
Weird.
fucking Budokai.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I love Budokai though too, but for a movie, wasn't the best. Like compared
a
to
little
the
silly at points.
yeah, like compared to the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie, not even close. The animation in that is top tier.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
but
true.
it's because they stuck to the anime animation.
Right. Yeah, I think they just try to make this one a little
They
too
just
different.
Yeah, this one was way different. Did you guys get a chance to watch the Broly one?
I did not. It was we couldn't find it online. Then we ended up playing MLB The Show for 3 hours.
Oh
Right.
my god.
We got home.
Sickening.
Yeah. Yeah.
After we got off the phone with you, we hit Del Taco and then came home and started playing the show.
Yeah.
Fucking slime.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But it's definitely on my list of things to do this week.
Hell yeah.
And then
Like I said,
lastly,
that one I think was better than this one. So
I'm definitely going to check it out. Lastly, I went to the theater yesterday by myself. Yesterday being Sunday, and I
Loser.
saw Idris Elba's Beast. I've been talking about this movie for weeks. I had to see it. I had a moment, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going. I know
And-
nobody else is going to want to see this movie with me, so I went to go do it. And I
well,
hated it.
Mondo was with you on this, that he wanted to see, that it was on his go see list.
Oh, really?
Or-
I thought it was on my own there.
Mondo might have said, I'll watch it, just not in theaters.
Hunter said that.
Hunter said that. Okay.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I'll watch it again. I'll watch it again and again.
Was it good?
No, it's pretty bad, but it's fucking sick. I mean,
Oh, that's what you said. That's what you went to go watch last night.
yeah.
You said it's so bad, it's good.
Yeah, I mean the dialogue
Fuck
is
yeah.
absolutely terrible. Yeah, the CGI is pretty bad on the lions.
Is it just some shit doesn't make sense? Like
It doesn't
why
make
his
sense.
family's pictures are up on the wall of a house
No,
they never been
so
to?
that makes sense. So the white guy in the trailer, he went to that village. He's from South Africa. Went to that village to go learn, to go be a part of the game warden or whatever.
Yeah.
Met Idris Elba's wife at that village, and then when they went off to university, introduced Idris Elba's wife and Idris Elba together. And now the white guy lives in that home, and Idris Elba and his wife had lived in New York. Wife dies, guy still lives there. So it's like having pictures of your friends up on the wall that used to
Okay.
live in that. She used to live in that house. She's from that village, so it kind of makes sense. It's a little weird, albeit, but it makes sense.
All right.
There's one part where
Go ahead.
the white guy blows up, and he blows up the lion. The Jeep turns over on his back. There's gasoline dripping from the bottom, which is now the top of the Jeep.
Mhm.
Dude is fucked up. Lion's trying to attack him. Lion has an open lane. The guy sees the gasoline, pulls out a Zippo, and then the lion kind of comes into the Jeep. Some gas drips on the lion's face. Dude lights a Zippo. Jeep blows up. Lion somehow gets away and then finds Idris Elba after he's driven probably 20 miles down the road, through this canyon where this other pride of lions are. And the lion finds them. And then the pride of lions that were there fucks up. That's who fuck up the lion.
A pride of lions fucked up the lion.
Yeah. After
All
that's
right.
that's when you see Idris Elba punching it. Idris Elba's getting fucked up by this lion, annihilated. There's bites and scratches and being dragged, and just it was pretty sick.
If you want to watch the better version of Beast, there is a movie featuring Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer titled The Ghost and the Darkness.
It's about lions.
Go watch that. It's same plot almost. Better
feel like
cast.
I feel like I've heard of this. I feel like I've seen this.
You say Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer?
Oh yeah.
The Ghost and the Darkness.
Yep.
Kind of a weird name.
Oh, I 100% have seen this. Yep. I think I saw it on TV years ago.
Oh, this is for sure a Sci-Fi Channel movie.
Yeah, I for sure have seen this.
Love the Sci-Fi Channel.
Hell yeah.
But it's got they use a real lion for this movie.
That's terrifying.
That's I sent that Mimi or no, who's the chicken birds? What's that actress's name?
I
Minnie.
forget.
I forgot.
But I said real lion, but then they put that in there.
Yeah.
It was like the fucking Gamork from fucking Neverending Story.
Yeah.
I sent a link into the podcast or maybe last week of a movie. It was a lion movie. I forget. Pippi.
Jumanji.
Wa-
Who's the girl from Birds? Is it Pippi or Minnie?
Mini Driver.
No. Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren. So she's in a movie. She's in a movie called Roar. Roar was about these lions.
That's the
that
Katy Perry.
It was directed by her husband, and her kids star in it. The lions, they used real lions. The lions attacked the cinematographer, scalped him. Cinematographer comes back to finish the job. Like all these people just were getting murked by the lions because they were using real lions on set.
Oh, in
Tippi
real
Hedren-
life, the
real
lion. The lion. I mean,
Yeah.
how does a lion scalp a person? It
Like,
just
with-
shoot his
with-
head off.
With its teeth, yeah, it attacked him. The
It's kind of a weird thing.
lions, the lions were attacking people on set. And like there's a scene where Melanie Griffith, who's Tippi, I think it's Tippi Hedren's daughter, she's like actually getting attacked and terrified by the lion, and they just kept rolling and left it in the movie.
That's so fucked up.
And her dad was the director.
What an asshole.
Yeah, that one's called Roar. So if you want to see real lions, that's Roar. But yeah, that's all. That's it for me. I mean, that's I kind of took up some time there, but it's been a while, so I think we're all going to do that.
It's been a while.
Since I
yeah.
hold my head up high. Change of pace. Let's I was gonna say Mono, but he's getting.
I'm ready.
Are you okay? Cool. Take it away, baby.
Watched a couple things. I'll keep it real light. Hold on, I got some. Go ahead, Hunter, take it over.
I just want to go
All
pee.
right.
Steven, take it over.
All right, Hunter. Take it away, baby.
So I have watched an excruciating, painfully amount of material. I'm going to keep it as short as I possibly can. So TV shows, Clone Wars, finished it. Absolutely love it. The only thing that pisses me off, the fact that Yoda knows about everything that's going to go on and doesn't say shit to nobody and doesn't really do anything to prevent it.
They
really
rewrote
pissed
the
me
ending
off.
though, didn't they?
In which season? The last, because
The last season.
So I'm not sure about the last season, but when Yoda goes back to Dagobah and trains and talks to Qui-Gon is the end of season 6. So it's right before the end of the newest season. And that's where it pisses me off, because he sees visions of the Jedi dying and them losing the war, and then tells Mace Windu and Obi-Wan, even if we lose the Clone Wars, we could still win and save the galaxy, knowing that Luke or Leia could help make that happen. So that really pissed me off. But other than that, show's phenomenal. Have to watch it. Best thing Star Wars has ever put out besides the original trilogy. I'll put that on my name till the day I die. I am also in the middle of rewatching Game of Thrones. I'm about on episode 8. I've crushed fucking 7 or 8 episodes in the last couple of days. It is amazing.
I'd hardly call that in the middle.
Huh?
I said I'd hardly call that in the middle.
Yeah, straight up.
What?
You're like at the beginning of rewatching Game of Thrones. I'm just saying. You said you were in the middle.
Oh
of
yeah,
rewatching
yeah, yeah.
Game of
Well,
Thrones.
yeah. I just meant like I'm rewatching it. I'm rewatching it. I mean, I've already
know.
seen it
boys.
a bunch.
Hey, I might have to bail.
Yeah, do what you gotta do, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything all right?
No, but there's gonna be some shit.
Awesome.
like
Hunter.
yeah.
I'm in the middle of Game of Thrones too. I'm like on season 5 though.
Oh, sick. Okay,
Um,
yeah. So you're heavily more into it right now than I am.
Yeah, it's getting really good. It's one of those shows where I don't think anybody ever predicted how it would. I mean, that when it was coming out, it was like, well, fuck, who are they gonna kill next?
Right.
What are they gonna do next? Like, it was just always such a toss up because you never really know or saw anything coming.
Absolutely.
I
And
bet Jon Snow kills Daenerys.
like I had a
Yeah, I would
good
never
conversation
guess
with my boss about it, and that was one of the things that we had decided was like the main reason why Game of Thrones was the shit. It's like you never knew what was going on
Nobody was
in the
safe.
episode. Nobody was safe. Your favorite characters can die off. And then even in the first season too, it's so gruesome. It's so badass. There's so many scenes where I stand up and I'm hyped, and it just makes me want to fucking be there and just soak it all up. And
I
It's
bet
a
you're hype when the Kingslayer is pounding Cersei.
oh god, you're disgusting. My sister listens to this show, buddy.
Why?
Whoa, ew.
Wow!
That's what you were implying, buddy.
Wow! Pilot, great.
But yeah, so if you haven't watched Game of Thrones and you've been living under a rock the past few years, make sure you watch Game of Thrones on HBO Max. As far as movies, I checked out the new 2022 Bullet Train with Brad Pitt. It's not that great. It's actually not very good at all. It's kind of fun. There are some funny parts in it that made me laugh. There's one scene where if you've watched Green Street Hooligans and you know the GSE fight song, the fight song plays in Bullet Train. And if there's a flashback of two of the characters watching West Ham playing a soccer match, and that was probably my favorite scene. It had nothing to do with the actual movie, but reminded me of an old movie, so that was tight. I rewatched the 1990 Misery. I know we talked about that when we did the Stephen King episode, so I'll let you go back to that episode to get my take on it. I watched the 1982 version of Tron starring Jeff Bridges. This was my first time watching this movie all the way through. Absolutely badass. The costumes are incredible. The lighting is phenomenal. The story is epic. The depiction of being inside a computer program is phenomenal, especially for the 80s. It's one that you should for sure check out, especially if you're into video game movies. After that, I watched the 1997 movie Starship Troopers. I've always wanted to watch this, and I finally checked it out. I absolutely loved it. It made me want to be a Marine in a sense because of how dope these dudes are. And the bugs that they battle are super sick. It's a classic sci-fi film. If you haven't seen that, it's also on HBO Max. After that, I watched since Jake talked about watching the extended cut of Return of the King, I watched the extended cuts of The Fellowship of the Ring and The Two Towers. Love both of them. You have to watch the extended cut if you're a true fan of Lord of the Rings. There's so much material in those movies that you don't see, and it explains a lot of the knowledge that the characters gain throughout the movie when the actual cuts don't really explain that. So that was one of the things I really dug about the film, those films. I watched the 2014 Kevin Smith movie Tusk. This was the first time I watched that movie all the way through. I had tried watching it multiple times. Yeah, the first time I had watched it all the way through. I kind of liked it a little bit. It wasn't scary, but the storyline itself was pretty cool. It gets kind of weird. Haley Joel Osment is fucking just like kind of awkward to see. But it's a cool little flick. I mean, obviously it's not the height of Kevin Smith's directing abilities, but it's something that he stepped out of his boundaries to create, which I absolutely respect. It's not really something I would recommend unless you were a Kevin Smith fan, but I again sort of dug it in a sense.
I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, see, I wish I would have saw it in theaters. I feel like the effect would have been a little bit more harsh because it has the play of like Human Centipede.
Justin Long.
Like Justin Long's he's the main
I
guy.
like Justin Long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Justin Long's sick.
Is he the one in Jeepers Creepers Part 1?
Yeah,
right?
Part 1. Yeah,
We talked about this recently.
We have, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
like
the
on
brother.
the last episode.
Yeah.
Or the trailer episode.
Yeah.
Justin Long's dope.
He's in a new movie.
He's in
that Airbnb one. That Airbnb.
Yeah, he's in the Airbnb one. And he's also in the new Kevin Smith Clerks 3 movie too. So
I do not care about Clerks 3.
Everybody listening, Jake is drinking a 9%er.
Yeah.
Mothman.
I think it's starting to show.
8.2 or 8.7.
8.5. It's an 8.5.
8.5.
Mothman by Ogo Pogo Brewing. It's a double hazy IPA. It's real heavy. I think I'm just gonna have one of them. Heavy being like it tastes like it's a little like not milky,
bitter.
But you know how it's not bitter, but you know how like milk's just a thick beverage.
Oh yeah,
this is a thick beverage,
like a stout or
yeah, but it's not. But like it's not that. It's just a double hazy, but it's for me it's like a one and done end of the night. Just like
I like those microbrew cans that they make and distribute with the paper on the outside of the can.
Yeah, the can is what really sold us on it.
Yeah,
I'm about to go get one myself.
I mean, look how sick this is. It's Mothman.
Yeah,
it's got a
it's
little moth
dope.
on it. It has a little story about who the Mothman is.
Is real man. So after
Tusk,
that,
go
ahead.
I felt like Misery. Like if you want to watch a weird movie, I think Misery is the way to go when it comes to that kind of genre because I feel like it's a direct. It almost feels like a knockoff, just a weird sci-fi knockoff where he turns him into a fucking walrus.
Yeah, it's super weird. Like I don't know what Kevin Smith was thinking when he wrote this movie or like what gave him the idea of it. Johnny Depp's character in it is super weird, but again, it's okay. I mean, it's tough for me with Kevin Smith because I'm gonna love almost anything he puts out because of how much respect and love I have for that man. But this one wasn't my absolute favorite.
I'm so over him.
Watch it. After that, I watched the new documentary. I think Steven watched this as well. It's called Trainwreck Woodstock '99. Let's take a second, dude. me and Steven, I just want to hear your fucking intel. This documentary was probably the sickest thing I've ever seen. The amount of anarchy and chaos that ensues at this festival is something that the world will never see again, especially at least in the United States. We'll never see that ever again.
I mean, let's acknowledge first the fucking conditions that these people were fucking subjected to.
Exactly.
I honestly can't believe people stayed for the third day.
I mean, dude, even when people were leaving and they're like, where are you going? And they're like, it stinks in there. It's gross. Like, I don't want to be in there. It's like, if that makes sense.
Dude, the porta potties were overflowing after the first day.
Yeah. And when the water pumps blew out by the porta potties and people were diving in that water and they're diving in shit, they're drinking shit water.
But hey, what a fucking lineup, dog.
Dude, what a lineup.
Like, if you were around in the 90s and you were listening to music in the 90s, like, like the fucking bands, right? Like the people that were popular.
Yes.
And for it being Woodstock, I don't think the person booking the acts knew what the fuck they were doing.
I mean, because think about it, this was like Woodstock, the 30th edition of it. Like, this was year 30 of doing Woodstock.
Oh, it wasn't 30 years in a row of doing Woodstock. They
didn't do it every year?
No. Woodstock this was like the first Woodstock since fucking 73 or some shit like that.
Oh shit. Damn. Okay.
But they like took the peace and love that fucking Woodstock, like that, the vibe that it is, you think of Woodstock, you think of like hippies, tie-dye, smoking bud, sitting down,
Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles,
you're sitting in the grass, fucking vibing out. And this was an insane rock fucking concert, a 3-day bender of rock music with fucking Faith Hill, Sheryl Crow like mixed in too, but it was just, they fucked that place up. Something awful, dude.
And like I mean, I don't know if it was very coordinated, but the acts or the bands didn't really help in containing the chaos.
Oh, dude,
because there's two headliners, specifically Limp Bizkit and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And Limp Bizkit.
Don't fucking undersell Korn on fucking night one.
Yeah, but dude, the crowd for Limp Bizkit at that show was something I've never seen before in my entire life. I've been to a lot of festivals. I've seen a lot of crowds. That shit was fucking unbelievable. Dude, unbelievable.
People had to have died, man.
Dude, that's what I was saying. Like, I just feel like they undercut it and didn't say those people died. There's no way people didn't die there. There's just no way.
Heat stroke, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
But people died at that. People for sure died there.
I mean, dude, it's in the middle of the summer in New York where it gets humid as fuck. There's 250,000 people in there. You can't bring your own water. Everyone's dehydrated on drugs.
You see Kid Rock fucking come out in a fur coat.
Yeah, dude. Okay, Kid Rock was sick.
Kid Rock was a staple of that era, dude. Dude, Limp Bizkit was super popular too. It's a shame what happened to him. Like, he just fell off the fucking radar, dude.
Fred Durst.
Yeah.
I've heard that. But they have a song called Break Stuff. And in the moment when they played that song, the crowd just literally started breaking shit around them.
Well, fucking Fred Durst, he's like, all the anger you have.
Yeah.
Everything you hate, your boss.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend, your boyfriend.
Your job.
Anything that pisses you off, your mom, your dad. I want you to let that all out right now.
Yeah, dude. And the people, like, again, 250,000 people, and you could probably see 100 different mosh pits throughout the entire crowd, and the whole crowd is just moving. So that was crazy. Later on in the festival, because I guess this was right after Columbine, so the producers of the show decided that it would be a good idea to do a candlelight vigil for them. So Red Hot Chili Peppers is playing Under the Bridge, which is a very sentimental song. That they start passing out candles to everybody, so there's candles everywhere. Next thing you know, in the distance, boom, fire starts breaking out, and they get everybody out. Yeah, stupid idea.
Narcotics and alcohol are being consumed at this event full of kids.
On day 3 too.
Like, give me a break. You just had them sleeping in their own shit.
Yeah.
Like,
but again, dude, for the Chili Peppers to come out and they did a tribute to Jimi Hendrix, and the song they played was like called Fire, and it was basically just like, you're the fire of my life. And the second they played that song, the entire place just went whoosh, and there was fucking fire everywhere, dude. It was crazy. And the thing that really set it off, because I guess at Woodstock there's a lore that there's always one last act on the last day that's going to come out and blow everybody's minds. and everybody had different opinions about who it was going to be. And once they figured out that it was nobody, that it was just Chili Peppers and nobody was coming out, that was the final straw that just fucking made them lose their minds and just break and steal and just cause as much chaos as humanly possible.
You know, like, if I'm the person holding the show, and if I even had a surprise final act and I saw all the shit that the fucking people there were doing, I'm cutting it.
They're just a fire.
But those dudes were such pieces of shits. I feel like they would have let it go.
But, you know, at the same time, like, I see both sides of the story there. You know, I don't know. I just felt like if I'm at a venue like that, like, I'm going to be respectful to the point where hopefully the porta potties don't get fucked up. You know, but I just feel like the biggest problem with Woodstock was the lineup, and they did not plan for the kind of people that went to the show. To actually be at the show, because
almost most of those dudes there were fucking scumbags.
Oh yeah, for sure,
scumbags. And I'm not trying to talk shit.
At the end, they talk about like all the rape cases, the rape allegations that came out from women that got raped at the venue because they were either drunk or they're
drugged
out. They're drugged out
and just like lack of security.
100%.
And security, brother, security. They were dudes they picked out of the street, and so they gave them multiple t-shirts, right? And so security, you can just walk anywhere and you have the security t-shirt, you're good. The security guards were selling their t-shirts to people so they could roam and do whatever they want because they're like, fuck it, like I'm gonna make a couple of extra $100, you know? And so like it was just complete chaos. But if you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. Trainwreck Woodstock 99. I highly recommend. It's a 3-part miniseries doc. Watch it. After that, I went to the theaters. I watched a 2022 movie called Fall. It's about these two girls that get stuck on this telephone tower that's incredibly tall, and they get trapped up there. And really anxiety-inducing flick. I'd recommend to go checking it out. The CGI is kind of bad. That storyline is a little bit whatever, but the overall essence of what's going on in the movie is dope. So for sure, go check that out. I watched Dragon Ball Superhero with Jake, and then the last thing I watched since after Clone Wars was Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith. I watched this with Jake and then my buddies Ramari, Kyle, and Joey. And man, this one brought back a lot of emotions and feelings. Seeing Order 66 commence was absolutely devastating. I felt like the same time I felt like when I watched it for the first time in theaters. Probably Hayden Christensen's best performance as Anakin in a sense. Probably has some of the best quotes that are used throughout the Star Wars cinema, I would say, are in that one, especially towards the end when Anakin fights Obi-Wan. But the movie is, I love it, dude. I love it.
I'm team Anakin.
And also probably one of the best lightsaber duels, at least top 3 lightsaber duels, maybe top 5 in Star Wars history.
I think top 3 is fair enough.
Top 3.
You have Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You have
Obi-Wan
and Obi-Wan
versus Darth Maul, and then Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Like those are the pinnacles of lightsaber duels. For sure, again, one that you have to check out. But that's it for me, baby. I watched a lot of stuff, so I just kind of wanted to go over all of it with you guys.
Obi-Wan was soft.
Obi-Wan was like his dad.
Yeah.
Yoda
was soft.
You were my brother, Anakin.
Yeah, not son.
And I failed you.
Yeah.
Soft.
And when he tells him to, I'll do what I must.
Oh, dude, it's the best.
God, that quote is so
what
good.
they did in the Obi-Wan movie, the Obi-Wan show, is they brought that line back.
Yeah.
And then Darth Vader was like, I am not your failure. I mean, that's just, I don't know, dude. I don't
like
want
rewatching that and then rewatching the final episode of Kenobi. Like those two, they correlate pretty well.
You watched the final episode of Kenobi again?
No, I haven't, but I'm just remembering.
I've seen it a handful of times.
The final episode.
Yeah, that was the only episode of that show that I watched multiple times.
Like I'm still on my quest to watch Star Wars and Timelines. The next thing I watch is Bad Batch, so I will revisit Kenobi sometime this year.
Bad Batch sucked.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I also watched 5 episodes of One Piece because Jake got a Crunchyroll account, and One Piece is badass.
I've seen them all.
Dude, Zoro Zoro.
Roronoa Zolo, yeah.
Yeah, he is a badass.
Yeah.
Again, I'm only 5 episodes in. I told my girlfriend I'd watch it all with her, so I'm not gonna watch it unless she's here.
Good luck.
She
I
liked
know.
it.
Hunter,
She loved it.
Do you know how many episodes there
There's
are?
like 900 episodes,
You
right?
won't watch Naruto, but you'll watch fucking One Piece.
Well, no, because I talked to Jake. Naruto will probably be something I watch, but after watching the first episodes of One Piece, like I want to watch all that all the way through, dude. Because I want to see what happens. I want to see all of the other dudes that eat the demon fruit. They have special powers. Like
Let
they
me
said,
tell
the
you
dude
right
that
now.
breathes fire and the dude that causes tsunamis. I want to see that.
Newsflash. It's 1,000 chapters in. He still hasn't found the One Piece.
He still hasn't found it.
No.
No, the
Jesus.
manga's still going.
The manga's fucking the manga just like, I don't even want to get into it because I don't want to ruin anything. But he just fucking like, I mean, fucking Jolly Roger. Like I don't want to. I don't even know where to go. If you're gonna watch it, I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that they still haven't found the One Piece. You'll hate the Navy. Everybody hates the fucking Navy.
Yeah, the Navy's a piece of shit. From the first few episodes, the Navy sucks.
It's a good show though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a fun show. It's a fun show to watch. So some of the animation's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
right now, if you're on the first 5 episodes, you're watching 1990 anime.
Yeah. So
Because
the animation gets better
This is a long running. Yeah, it does. This is a long running anime.
because it's dope, and I kind of love how it's broken up like by the seasons in sections too, of like how the episodes are split up.
Yeah.
I dug that. So
Yeah,
again,
Crunchyroll's dope. I'm glad. I'm stoked you bought a Crunchyroll account, Jake.
yeah, Jake got it after we watched Super.
Do they
and
do they have dubbed or is it only subbed?
I'm not sure. I think they have. I think for some of the stuff they do have dub, but One Piece I think is only subbed. Because I'm watching
Yeah,
a
I think it's
sub.
only
I mean,
subbed.
most animes you watch, you're gonna watch subbed anyways, you know, or at least you should be.
I mean, it all depends on what you're doing and how you're watching your episodes. Like if you're watching them to fall asleep to, I wouldn't watch them subbed.
For sure. No, yeah.
I'd go
Like
dubbed route on that. But
The only
if-
anime I ever really watched dubbed was Dragon Ball Z. But that's because I grew up watching that.
Straight up
and-
30
and-
seasons.
Oh, it's long. I told you that's a mission. That's a mission that I don't think you're gonna finish in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, just because all of the other stuff that I watch too, it's like, but this is gonna be something I crush like 6 episodes like every Sunday, you know, like one of those kind of things.
That's cool that Selena likes it.
Yeah, she was super into it to the point where like she got mad at me for like asking to watch it without her because she wanted, and she knows she won't watch it unless she's watching with me. So I'm stoked that she's into it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
1,246 total episodes.
It's so unreal, but it's dope. It's sick, dude. Like
There's a lot of filler in it too, though. So
is there?
If you want to, yeah, not everything is going to be canon. So
Okay.
if you want, like, you can look it up online, like how to avoid filler episodes in One Piece. Unless I know some people like watching filler episodes. I don't.
I don't really like watching filler
And so-
episodes, but I like declaring that I watched every episode.
Yeah, and what you could do is what I do is I fast forward through them and I
Yeah.
look at the good parts and fast forward to the rest.
Right. Yeah, that's it for me, baby.
Cool, man. A lot of anime. I'm so stoked the fact that animes are in movie theaters now and that it's a fucking
Right.
thing. I feel like I talk about anime all the time in this fucking podcast, and I don't feel like I've explained enough about the animes I watch, why I watch animes. Animes are just pure entertainment, episode to episode. Every episode, unless it's like a filler, and what I mentioned fillers earlier. If you don't know what a filler episode is, it's something that goes off the plot, off the main plot in the middle of a plot. So say this character is on a journey to go do something right now. They're gonna do a quick side story about something else that's like 10 episodes long, and then they get back to the main arc.
Yeah.
That's a filler episode.
There's filler chapters too in the mangas.
And I
Which-
just
which is
feel
the
that
worst.
in animes, they make characters so relatable to, you know, it's almost kind of like astrology and people that like believe their horoscopes. They're like, every horoscope is like, oh, that
Yeah.
directly relates to me. That's me. That's
Right.
me right there. That's how like the characters in animes are. you're like, fuck, that's like me when I was a kid, or that's how I wish I could be, or that's just like what I do. And every anime has got one of those characters that somebody can relate to in some kind of way. And not to mention the fact that the artistic ability to create these,
Oh man.
not only just the drawings, but also like the voice acting, it's indescribable. It's indescribably cool. Right now in the background, if you're listening to this and not watching this, I'm watching the Pain Saga on Naruto Shippuden. And if you don't know about the Pain Saga, Pain introduces real pain to everybody. Breaks a lot of hearts. If you're gonna start with Naruto, if you need something to get you into the show, I would start season 4 and just fast forward through like there's a lot of good training scenes with Naruto learning how to be Sage Mode. Season 4, I think it begins with, you know, losing the Jiraiya Sensei, which if you guys don't know who that is, it's super fucking heartbreaking. You'll cry. People cry watching this shit. I cried watching this. Go watch it. I think it's definitely worth it. This is the anime that really got me into animes. I could say Dragon Ball Z, but I was 9 when I started watching Dragon Ball Z, and I really didn't watch many other animes to be able to say I watch a lot of animes.
Yeah.
And I did watch animes, but I didn't fucking binge them like I do now. Now every chance I get, I'm watching a new anime.
And it was like you didn't really call it anime back then either.
Right, it's just cartoons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z
cartoon.
for me was a cartoon back then for sure.
And it got to the point where I started. I read mangas. I read mangas of animes that aren't even on TV, which is, in my opinion, is dope as fuck, and it's so fun. Anyways,
would you say that animes are superior to cartoons?
Maybe not. Like Bugs Bunny cartoons, like
The
that
Looney
whole Looney
Tunes.
Tunes, that was a golden era of American cartoons.
Right.
I just think they're different.
Yeah, the early stages of like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, the Disney shows.
These are like gory. There's fight scenes. There's violence.
I mean, the Batman cartoon show, the Batman animated series, could hold its ground against just about any anime.
True.
As far as animation, voiceovers, the storyline.
I agree. Batman was good.
Yeah. Especially
X-Men
the
X-Men
first season.
was dope.
X-Men, yeah. Even the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man was dope.
So, but
like I said, I mean, and those basically mangas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Comic book driven.
Comic book driven.
You could already know what's going to happen.
Which is what animes are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Speaking of animes, Full Metal Alchemist came out with a new live animation movie.
Yeah, did you watch it? I saw that.
The Revenge of Scar. Yeah, so I've read the manga. I've watched all the episodes of Full Metal Alchemist.
A lot of those too, right?
Great anime. Yeah, there's fantastic anime. Great story, dude. But like most fucking live action animes, it just falls short. Could have been a lot better, but I mean, it is what it is. It was still entertaining. Felt like it was a little too long, in my opinion.
Is there an anime that? What anime do you think could be done justice by a live action?
I don't think it exists.
No,
unless it's like it's not like a superhero kind of anime.
Right, yeah.
You know, but if they're trying to make somebody with powers, I just don't want to see it. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna watch it, but
Pacific Rim's pretty close. There's some animes now that are very similar to a Pacific, like the whole essence of a kaiju and fighting a kaiju in a big robotic thing, like things that come out of the ground or another parallel universe. There's a lot of animes that run with that same storyline. Pacific Rim did a good job, and that's kind of the same, and it's that that's live action.
Fuck yeah.
Guillermo del Toro,
The first one.
but I think that's what I'm kind of getting at. I think it's like something with like robots and monsters, but do better than superheroes.
Yeah.
Or even demons for that matter. Like a Demon Slayer live action, I don't think would hold up that well because you would have to spend a lot of money on either special effects or makeup.
Yeah, don't even mess with it.
Don't do it. It's gonna.
We all saw what happened when they released Dragon Ball Evolution.
One thing I did like though was I thought it was pretty cool is when they did the alchemy in the movie,
Yeah.
which is how they use their powers. I think that was pretty cool.
Japanese
pretty
actors or the American actors?
Oh, Japanese actors.
See, and like that's another thing too. Like, I feel like if you're going to do a true live action, you got to have Japanese actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it be in Japanese.
You can't have fucking Brad Pitt.
Let the Americans read.
You can't have Angelina Jolie.
No.
You know, it's got
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, you just don't give me an Avengers.
Did you ever watch the Ghost in a Shell live action?
Yeah.
How was that?
That was good. Oh no, not the live action. No. Ghost in the Shell live action was just a snooze fest. That was with fucking
Scarlett Johansson.
Black Widow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. No, thank you. Anime's dope.
The anime is amazing.
Yeah, anime's dope.
Though that and like all those old anime movies, like was it Perfect Blue? Was it Perfect Blue? Something blue.
Blue Exorcist.
No. It's a like a late 90s anime movie.
I don't know.
Buddy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's like that, Ghost in a Shell, like Devil Egg. No, not Devil Egg. Angel Egg. Angel Egg is a dope movie.
My boy said deviled egg. He's hungry.
I am hungry. No, I'm not hungry. I had an amazing dinner.
Outside of anime, which I watch anime all the time, which I don't talk about it as often as I watch it. So movies that I did watch, There's Something About Mary starring Cameron Diaz and Ben Stiller.
Damn, you watched that again?
Yeah, so I watched that, and it's got Matt Dillon in it as well, who plays the undercover secret agent, private investigator guy. Funny as all fuck, dude. Like this movie it's got raunchy comedy, like the scene where he's like fucking jacking off before their date, and he can't find his ejaculation, and fucking the date comes over. Mary Cameron Diaz sees something hanging off his ear. He's like, "Oh, is this hair gel?"
Yeah.
And she fucking grabs it and spikes her hair up with it. Yeah.
That's a classic scene.
It's funny, dude. It's an all-around funny ass fucking movie. I definitely recommend you watch it if you haven't seen it, if you're interested in kind of raunchy horror, because there's also a scene where Ben Stiller's character gets his balls stuck in a zipper after using the bathroom. And they actually show the balls. Hilarious though. There's Something About Mary. Check it out. We did a podcast. We mentioned this. It's also, we have a post of it on our Instagram. The Girl Next Door. Alicia Cuthbert, if that's how you pronounce her name. Absolute babe. Honestly, a babe of the early 2000s, and then just kind of fell off the map.
Yeah, didn't do anything after that.
Such a fucking shame. But anyways, it's fantastic. Like it's obviously not going to be perfectly rated. But Emil Hirsch, who plays the main guy on the tripod,
love Emil Hirsch.
He's another one of those characters though that fucking fell off of just
didn't really do much.
Just left Hollywood.
Paul Dano's the only one that actually succeeded from that movie.
Paul Dano?
Yeah, he's one of the other.
He's Riddler.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Klitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Christopher Rodriguez Eli, like the next movie I'm going to mention, he's in too, and he's the reason why we kind of went into this binge on Saturday night, me and my fiance. The next movie was Fanboys, 2009's Fanboys.
Oh man,
which honestly has the most heartbreaking undertone, or like not undertone, but just like purpose for a movie.
But Justin Long in that too.
No, Fanboys.
No, there's a lot of fucking people in this movie though, and I'm gonna go down the list of who they are after I talk about the plot really quick.
Is Ethan Suplee in that?
Ethan Suplee is in it.
He's the dude that's got the beard and beats the dude's ass.
The beard, and yeah, it's his daughter who he was chatting with online.
Yeah.
Go to the plot. Go to the plot because I want to.
What's Chewbacca's home planet?
yeah, no shit. Fucking amateur hour over here.
Yeah. Kashyyyk.
The main plot of the movie is we have these people who are hardcore Star Wars fans. The movie is also about like mending broken bridges with old friends that you kind of don't talk to anymore. but the main character, he was the one who fell off, and his best friend, who was Eli Rodriguez or Christopher Rodriguez, his character Linus has terminal cancer, and he's got 3 months to live or some shit like that. And so the mission is for them to watch Star Wars Episode 1 before it comes out into theaters, because he's not going to be alive to see it. And the whole mission, it's like a road trip with your best friends, it's honestly just like a long fucking goodbye, right? Because that's what they're doing essentially. They're making one last fucking memory for the history books, making Linus's fucking life worth living for the next 3 months. And they fucking accomplished their mission. Linus gets to watch the movie.
Skywalker Ranch, baby.
Yes, they break into Skywalker Ranch. So the people that are in this movie, okay, aside from the main cast, so the main cast first: Dan Fogler, Jay Baruchel, who is in a lot of Seth Rogen's movies.
Yeah, Jay Baruchel's dope.
Yeah, he's a hockey fan supreme too, right? Kristen Bell, who's in it. And the main character was Sam Huntington. We have David Denman in this movie, who was like a main character in the TV show The Office. Christopher McDonald, who's Shooter McGavin from fucking Happy Gilmore.
He's the dad.
You have Seth Rogen in it. He plays 2 different people in the movie.
Yeah.
You fucking Danny Trejo, who's fucking in everything. Ethan Suplee. You have Billy D. Williams, fucking Lando Calrissian. You also have fucking William Shatner, Carrie Fisher, may God rest her soul. Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. You have Ray Park, who plays fucking Darth Maul in it. And you also have Will Forte, who is one of the Germans from Beer Fest. Craig Robinson, who, if you don't know who Craig Robinson is, you're living under a rock. And that's it, just to name like
hey, you missed one important dude, Danny McBride.
Danny
McBride's questioning him. He tells Dan Fogler's character that he's got 1 ball, and he's like, "How do you know that?" So good.
We know everything.
Like, that movie's perfect.
Oh, dude. The best thing about that is, after I'm assuming this was right after Steven had watched it, he had sent in a text in our group chat. He's like, "What's the most anticipated movie ever?" And my response was, "I don't know, probably The Phantom Menace." And he responded, he just watched Fanboys, and he said, it's like, that's it right there, dude. It's fucking Phantom Menace,
dude. Because
the most anticipated movie of all time.
I remember when that movie came out. I remember what led up to it, and it was just, everybody had fucking countdown timers on, dude. Because anybody who was anybody was a Star Wars fan, right? Like, Star Wars is that movie, and it went 30 years without releasing a new one. So when word got out that George Lucas was doing this project, dude, fucking every fanboy went nuts. And I remember going to the premiere, and just like the premiere in Fanboys, like it was this movie's perfect for anybody who loves Star Wars.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, if you're a Star Wars fan, like, I don't know who rated this movie on IMDb to give it a 6.5, but you're a fucking Trekkie. You're a Trekkie bitch, and you need to remove your fucking rating on Fanboys.
Yeah.
Because Fanboys, to me, not a perfect 10.
No, but
it's
in our
a
hearts,
9.
In our hearts, it is.
Yeah.
This was another one that Steven showed us when we were young, and I remember being just so into it that I couldn't. I just loved it, man. I loved it. And to this day, if I'm with a bunch of boys and someone yells out Chewie, you're automatically my best homie, because I know you know what's good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And if you don't know what Chewie means, then you're not a real fan.
Then go watch something. How about that? It's funny, dude, because I went to our gamer movie here, and Melissa was like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'll be right back." And then fucking come back with my DVD, and she's like, "We're gonna watch a DVD," and I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "What are we watching?" And I was like, "You'll see," because she's never seen it.
Oh man,
wow! What a treat!
Yeah, what a treat!
It's good, dude.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So that's it. That's it for what I watched, boys. Everybody at home, like, if you're listening to this, or if you're in your car, everybody in your car, or in podcast land, as I call it sometimes, Mando Calrissian bailed on us. Kind of heartbreaking for the podcast community here at the Vintage Podcast.
Yeah, it's not a permanent bail. He just has some shit to take care of.
Of course, I wasn't trying to insinuate it was a permanent bail, but he bailed on us. He had something come up to where he had to attend and handle business. So we wish you best of luck, Mando, in your endeavors for the evening. And we hope it comes out successful and no repercussions.
Yeah. I'll still at somebody's house if you want me to, though.
That being said, we do have a movie, a main topic for us today.
Well, kind of a duo, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna cut it kind of short, to be honest with you. But the main one, I'm not too sure what the duo is. I might have forgot what the duo part was, but Easy Rider
HOD.
was the main.
I thought we were gonna piggyback it with the new Game of Thrones.
House of Dragons.
Let's do that. Let's actually start with House of Dragons, because I'd rather.
Well,
for me,
Easy Rider is going to be short because we're going to get into House of Dragons a little bit.
Okay, so let's do Easy Rider first.
All right,
because I can keep it short and creamy with everybody at home.
Yeah, let's hear what you got to say about Easy Rider, because you've been dying to speak about Easy Rider since we chose Easy Rider after we did Rebel Without a Cause. We wanted to keep it vintage. We wanted to keep it American. So
I know
Easy Rider.
I went into this movie without having ever seen it before.
Okay.
Without any kind of allegiance to the film and the nostalgia that it carries in the movie community. This movie is a fan favorite for a lot of people for no fucking reason whatsoever. The movie is about nothing. The movie is about dudes doing drugs, going city to city, riding their motorcycles. And the coolest thing on the movie is the soundtrack and the scenery, the landscapes that they captured on film. That's it, because the acting is fucking not good. And I hope I don't get disagreed with on that, because the acting is not good, even by Dennis Hopper and by fucking Fonda. And especially Jack Nicholson's character. Jack Nicholson's character was the most unneeded character in the whole show.
Yeah, he was in for like 30 minutes.
And it was nothing. Like, his character did nothing. His character just died. Helped him get out of jail and then died.
That was the whole point of his character, though.
To die?
Yeah, because Dennis Hopper wanted somebody to die in the movie, but they didn't want the two main guys to die, so he created Jack Nicholson's character to
then what the fuck is up with the ending?
To have somebody that is with the establishment, because Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda's character are anti-establishment. So if he wanted to kill somebody off, and he wanted that person to be a part of the establishment, and that was why he created his character and had him killed off.
And then at the end, fucking Dennis Hopper and James Fonda fucking get blasted by anti-establishment people.
Yeah, because that was because the whole lore of the reason why this movie was made is because it's a story that Peter Fonda had heard about. And this was like two dudes who had sold drugs, went to Mardi Gras, and then were killed by duck hunters accidentally. And that was kind of the lore of how the story they got for this movie.
Yeah, this movie was just, I will be okay if this movie never shows on television, if every DVD and roll of film got burned up in the miraculous fire.
I bought the DVD. I bought it on Criterion. After we picked it, I bought it. Hunter decided to rip open the case and break the plastic case.
It was faulty plastic. It was faulty plastic. Kyle
deserves
was there.
To be broken.
Kyle saw
faulty
the whole
plastic,
thing.
Faulty movie. I don't think this is an artistic movie whatsoever.
Oh, it's extremely artistic.
Yeah.
No way. I think they tried. I think they'd absolutely tried to be artistic with it, but I don't see it. This to me was a $5,000 budget movie.
It was close to that.
Yeah. Close. I mean, probably not close. It's probably $300,000 still.
It was 360. The things that make this movie important for me is that there are a lot of things that are in this movie that had never been done in American cinema before. So the 360-degree shot that Hopper uses, that's the first time that's used in America. natural sound in the background for people, babies crying and animals. It's the first time that weed was shown being smoked in a movie, and those people smoking weed weren't committing violent offenses. That it was shown in a more natural setting where you're very relaxed while you're smoking weed. Another huge thing was that Hopper was a big civil rights activist. And so hearing him discuss his activism, incorporate that with the film, was pretty rad. Another thing is that scene at Mardi Gras, they had shot that scene. That was the first thing that they shot with a 16mm camera. He could, because he couldn't use those same girls again, and Mardi Gras was coming up, so they wanted to shoot at actual Mardi Gras. So that's literally them walking around with like 5 dudes with 16mm cameras recording all of their interactions during that festival. And then it's an original sort of idea, like the things that he was able to do and the boundaries he broke in this movie hadn't been done in America before. And he set that standard of, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. And
Yeah.
either
he made his movie,
and either the studio, like, fuck the studio. I don't care about the studio. I don't care about producers. I'm going to make my shit. And if you don't like it, cool. If you don't, whatever, at least you watched it. And
I don't think this
that.
movie killed at the box. I don't think it came out and was immediately
flopped.
celebrated.
I think it became a cult classic afterwards.
It's got a following now, though.
And I think it's very similar to Breathless in the sense that it's very guerrilla. It's just do what we got to do. It's rebellious.
I'd rather watch Breathless than this.
It's kind of just like what the art and like the romanticized idea of cinema is. We're like, I'm just gonna go make a movie.
Yeah, and like even that's what the cover on the DVD says. This was the beginning of the American New Wave cinema, and that was things that they learned from the French New Wave, from the dudes, like Godard and Truffaut and those boys.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of things in this movie that I think are really cool, dude. Like the scene where Peter Fonda pulls over and he looks at his watch and he takes his watch off and he looks at it for a second and he throws it, just at like a getting rid of the illusion of time. Like I don't play to anybody's standards. I play to whatever I want to do. And that was the whole significance of like them throwing it. The soundtrack to this movie is fucking the tits, bro. Like it's so good. It's amazing.
Dennis Hopper had said that at that time, all you had to do was ask the artist permission to use their song in the movie, and it was okay. Now you have to ask like the record label. You have to talk to management. You don't even ever really ask the artist.
Yeah.
Nobody owns their own shit anymore.
That's crazy.
And a lot of
Hopper was friends with all these. All these people were in this movie or scored the movie based on friendship with Dennis Hopper.
Yeah,
Dennis Hopper's a fucking legend.
I agree.
He's a great villain, and I think he's kind of a piece of shit in real life. I've heard a story of him just being really drunk at an art gallery. Hunter, that old guy Tom Quality.
Yeah.
He has a good Dennis Hopper story.
Oh, okay.
Next time you see him, you should ask him.
I'll ask him.
Yeah. I don't think he's the best dude, but he had a lot of friends in the biz. He made a. It's a
I
great
didn't like it.
It's a great movie for cinema history.
Yeah, 100 drop knowledge, like for sure. Like I think that's cool. I didn't know that was the first time anybody was ever put on a movie smoking weed. Like that's cool.
And again, dude, it's the thing that really sticks out for me is that this is the reason why I like this movie is the same reason why I love Kevin Smith's movies, because it lets me know as an aspiring filmmaker that you can do it. You can make it, and you don't need some big studio. You don't need a big budget. You don't need, big name people in this. Peter Fonda was popular, but he's only really popular because of his dad, I would say, especially at that point of his career.
Dad or sister? Who's his dad?
I thought his dad was Henry Fonda. Pretty sure his dad's Henry Fonda, who's like Hollywood royalty.
Yeah, and then Jane Fonda, who was another big activist.
Yeah, and then Jane Fonda. So I think that he rode the coattails of that name, and that's why I don't think the acting is that great in this movie. I don't think it's a great movie, but I think what the movie stands for is pivotal for cinema.
300,000 in 1969 is $2.4 million today.
That's wild.
That's a lot of money.
It's a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you really think about it, though, even like a $2.4 million movie, there's not that many movies successfully that come out, and the ones that do are don't get me wrong, they're badass, but they're too far in between.
How much was Kevin? How much was fucking Clerks?
Like
I think it was like
15
half
grand.
that. I think it was like maybe less than that.
How much?
I would say at first I would say it would be half that, but it might be like 30 grand. It might be like 30 grand.
I'm looking it up right now.
That was what, 1994, right?
$27,000.
Yeah, 30 grand.
What year?
1994.
It was 94.
Yeah,
Yeah.
94.
Damn, I'm good.
Oh no, it said from post production it cost over 230 grand.
The budget was 27.
Yeah, but it says post $230,000. But I think 30 grand was what he had, and that was why it's shot in black and white because he couldn't afford to pay anybody to colorize it.
Yeah, I mean
It's-
post production too, though. That's after you've sold the movie.
Yeah.
That's after. Yeah, that's
No, post production is after filming is wrapped, and so you still got to like edit and do the sound bits and shit.
gotcha.
But again, dude, like I don't think that this is an amazing movie for the storytelling that's inside it. I just think that what Dennis Hopper was able to do, and I mean, the whole movie is just based about freedom. You know, like even that's what Jack Nicholson's character tells Dennis Hopper later on in the movie is like these people are afraid of you or they don't like you because you represent freedom, and that's what this movie is about.
Mhm.
Is just being you and doing whatever the hell you want to do in the side of this country, and I fully respect that. But again, dude, it's not like I watching it, you're not gonna think that's gonna win any awards. You know, you could watch it and you're like, what the fuck are you watching? And it's just like this doesn't make any sense. But I feel like if you know the history of how this movie was created, that sheds a little bit more light onto it and gives you a better perspective
Yeah.
and understanding and love of the film.
It makes the movie less terrible
Right.
because that's how I felt watching it. I was just like, this movie's, like I said, the first thing I said is movie's about nothing.
Right.
There's no plot.
It's just two dudes going across country, you know,
At
just
first,
driving.
like the movie opens up with the drug deal, and you're like, oh, these motherfuckers are running drugs. You think it's gonna be about drugs, crime, but no. It's cool. It's a timepiece because you get to see what it was like being like, you get to see hippies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great for cinema history.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I stand by. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, ever.
I thought it was cool because there's a scene where they're at like this hippie commune, and Dennis Hopper was able to star or get Dan Haggerty to shoot scenes in this, and Dan Haggerty is the dude that plays Grizzly Adams. I've never watched the Grizzly Adams movies, but if you know Happy Gilmore, then you know who Grizzly Adams is.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that was that dude, I thought it was rad, and I actually enjoyed the movie better with the Dennis Hopper commentary in the background to give some perspective on why the scene was shot that way, how they were able to get this set up, and what led to the way that it was filmed.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Oh yeah, big boy. He was a big man.
You don't get a name like Grizzly without being a big man.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. You have to be, dude.
And you guys have anything else on Easy Rider?
No, I'm ready to move on to House of Dragons.
Yeah, Easy Rider. Go watch it.
If
Well,
you want-
watch it. Just watch it.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
You might not like. I almost guarantee you probably won't like it or understand it. But just watch it if you love cinema.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's rate it really quick, Hunter. before
I'm
we
gonna
move
get.
on to Game of Thrones.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 6-8.
Jake.
I'll give it a 6-7.
Damn. I was gonna go 6s, but I feel like if you guys went 6s and you guys like it, I don't. Maybe
I mean,
scoring?
I don't think it's I don't think it's like the best movie. I like it for
I'll give it
all
a
the
flat-
lore behind it.
I'll give it a flat 5.
Whoa, if you went from 6s to 5.
6.16. 6.2.
All right.
That's fair. That's pretty fair.
This movie isn't for your average moviegoers. That's the big takeaway from this film.
No,
It's
not everybody's
it's-
gonna be entertained. by
Yeah,
this.
not almost everybody is not going to be entertained by this film. But if you truly love cinema, you're going to dig it, and you're going to respect what Hopper was able to create with this movie.
Or if you're in a cinema, you might hate it too.
Yeah,
That's true.
Fuck you, Dale. So fucking Domageri, Dracaris. Let's fucking talk some dragons, boys.
Oh man. This was
Ga-
probably one of the most anticipated TV shows of this year to release. Everyone
it
had
was-
a
Yeah.
What do you think? This one and Lord of the Rings, right? Was kind of
Probably.
like
Peaky Blinders.
or Stranger Things.
Peaky Blinders, Stranger Things.
So like there's a lot of good ones that came out this year, and I think
Speaking
Game of
of
Thrones.
Peaky, you seen Peaky yet, huh?
I haven't. No,
What?
You're a piece of shit. You know that?
yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Tommy dies.
I know he doesn't die. They're making a movie. They wouldn't make a movie and kill off the main fucking character. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it just yet. I've been kind of waiting
Oh.
to rewatch it and then finish
Jake
it.
just fucked it all up for you, dog.
No, I know he doesn't die. I know he's not dead.
Oh,
You literally do not know that. There's no
Uh,
way for you to know that.
Are you sure? Because I talked to Troy, so
we know who
I'm-
Troy is.
yeah, I'm good.
That
And-
cheap guy.
I know Troy. I know he's not dead.
Hey, they almost did it. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, and so many other seasons he almost loses too.
Well, no, this one it was like he was fucking a second away from it.
I mean, he was a second away from getting killed by the Italians too.
But then his fucking gypsy powers. Anyways, Game of Thrones, most anticipated. Yes, it's up there. How did it do?
Hey,
It did okay.
it did okay. It was good.
It did okay.
It was good. It's crazy how much, like, I went on a little wormhole in Reddit today, like subreddit House of Dragons and subreddit Free Folk. Everybody loved it. Everybody was like, there was like memes of like a sad meme after the season finale of the show finale of Game of Thrones, and then it was like a very interested meme of after watching House of Dragons. People
I
are
don't-
very interested.
And I don't understand that.
You know, it was a foundational episode, right? Like every good show has to have a strong foundation, and it's not like this is a sequel to Game of Thrones, right?
No,
I agree. After I watched it, I was like, you know what, it was okay.
yeah.
It wasn't bad by any means necessary, but there was no like nothing really happened. Right. Well, let me take that back. It explains a lot. There's a lot of explanation that goes on in the first episode where it tells you like the storyline or the bloodline on who's doing what, why the bloodline's getting transferred, why this next king or queen is going to be the next king or queen. Like that part of it was pretty interesting. There's a lot of names of characters that you've heard before in Game of Thrones because Rickon Stark is King of Winterfell right now, and Rickon is the name of one of the younger brothers, Brandon Rickon. So it's House, like you get to see House Stark, you get to see House Baratheon.
The
which are super
Baratheons are
cool.
sick.
Baratheons are super sick, dude.
The Burrows.
The Dornish, the dude from Dorne
Yeah.
was fucking fools up, dude. He fucked
Yeah.
up Rhaegar, or not Rhaegar. He fucked up
Daemon.
Daemon.
They do some explaining, like it was really cool seeing like where they put it on the big screen, like this is 176 years before
Daenerys.
before the fall of the Mad King.
Yeah.
I think that was cool because it puts it because that's what you really need, that as a timeline, right?
Yeah,
for sure. To understand where we're at in this universe.
Great great grandparents.
Yeah, dude, it was cool, dude. Like you know, the fucking Targaryens, they really look like fucking dragons, man. Like
Yeah.
their facial structures, like they're not beautiful people. Like they look like fucking dragons.
Yeah.
It was casted really well for the Targaryens.
Yeah.
I
All
think
the
so.
Targaryens in this are perfectly casted.
I think,
in my opinion.
I think they try to go too much like Daenerys with the girl.
Yes, it's like
I
I feel
think
like, and
I
like,
feel like they shouldn't have done that.
and I feel like that throws me off because like we've already seen that. We've already
Yeah.
seen it with Danny, and it's like we already love it with Danny. And so I feel like the people understood that. I think the creators understood that the people loved Danny so much and they hated her demise that they wanted to rebuild that with this new character.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. My favorite part was literally the end when Varys is telling Rhaenyra or whatever her name is about basically the winter coming and how basically there's going to be an evil that's going to come and all of the Westeros men have to unite to fight it, and our Targaryen has to be at the top to defeat
Hey.
this evil. I thought that shit was badass.
For sure. But let's not forget that fucking Varys is the name of a man that tells many lies for his own benefit.
Yeah.
Because that's who he played in fucking Game of Thrones.
It's like, and I was talking to my boss about it today, and you know, the show is called House of Dragons. So we're gonna get a lot of dragon sequences in this show, and that was what we first got right out the gate.
Which
I
I'm
think-
cool with.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was cool, but the thing for me is that the reason in Game of Thrones I feel like the dragons were so dope because there was such a build up to when they would get to that point to be able to ride and take over
Right.
shit. And so like once you get that in Game of Thrones, it's like this is the greatest thing. And so to see it right out the gate without any build up was a little underwhelming for me. I kind of didn't really like that sequence.
You didn't like the Hogwarts opening scene with the dragon
Yeah,
flying through
like-
Hogwarts?
Like I
That was-
thought like I
that
think
was-
it's cool that her dad was just like, oh, you're on Dragonback, like sick, you know, like that was cool. But I just think just the appearance of the dragons in their full form right out the gate was a little lackluster compared to Game of Thrones.
I think for me, why I thought it was just very okay. As of right now, it just seems like a overhyped soap opera. It's
Mm.
it's the family beef. Like there's no like
Originality in that story.
as of right now, it feels like Lion King.
Very much.
Like fucking Scar trying to take on Mufasa and killing Mufasa, but there being an heir to the throne already, being Simba, being the young girl. Is that what the show's gonna be about? Is it gonna be
Probably.
about Versus and Daemon going against each other?
You know what? I don't think so.
Like it can't like it the story won't be able to hold if that is all that's going on. There needs to be like an exterior like, and I don't know if that's just my thinking because of Game of Thrones, but there needs to be like an exterior villain coming. Or not even coming, but like who are they gonna fight? They're just
Well,
gonna
that's
fight
what's-
each other?
That's what's gonna happen is Daemon's gonna get some of his followers and they're gonna
Yeah, he leads his armies to
it's
Oh,
civil war.
so I was kind of thinking, I was like, so he's the new leader of the City Watch, right?
Yeah.
What if fucking they beat Daemon, don't kill him, but he's the first one to the Night's Watch because now the young girl knows that it's coming from the north. We need somebody at the northern wall, and she's like, "I'm going to save your life, but I'm going to take you and your men of the City Watch. You're going to become the Night's Watch."
No, I think the
And-
Night's Watch is already established, but by that point, because in Game
We
of
don't-
Thrones, they say that Starks have manned the wall for thousands of years,
Mm,
and this was only 172 years before that
Mm.
happens. So
there
I'm
goes-
pretty
there
pretty
goes
sure
that
the
conspiracy.
I'm pretty sure the White Walkers had already attacked before, and it just had gotten lost in the history.
That long winter.
Yeah, but
It was
again,
cool. It was cool seeing the Starks. It was cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was just I think this was just a building episode. Hopefully we see more in the next episode. There's a lot of weird love interests already.
Yeah.
yes,
Which was like that's very Game of Thronesy. Like
I think Daemon and
there's
the young girl get together.
the brothel scene, like very Game of Thronesy still. So
yeah, very
know, there's-
season one
there-
Game of Thrones.
there's some definite things that that are tracking with George R.R. Martin's style of TV show or book. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
I definitely don't think that. I think it's going to be good. I think if it goes the way it's going now, then I think it'll end up being a good show.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong. It could flop. Like who knows?
It had all the elements of
It
Game of Thrones in that first
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
it's got
Yeah,
it's got big shoes to fill. That's the only thing
Dude.
that might derail the fucking train is that it's just there's
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, and like almost impossible shoes to fill, bro.
Yeah.
Like damn near impossible. But after rewatching, I watched it twice. I'm excited for the rest of the show. I'm excited to see what happens.
Oh yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
for
write
sure.
it. I'm not gonna write it off. You know how we wrote off like Obi-Wan or Book of Boba Fett. You know, right off the gate. I think that there were a lot of things in this show I did love. Seeing the City Watch go and just mutilate all those dudes.
But dude,
was
how about when they're
great.
banging on their chest?
Yeah,
That was so sick.
was
Watching it again, I
badass.
was like, "Fuck, this is sick."
yeah. Like
And it's
then
quiet. Your commander's on the floor.
and then seeing like the mom get cut open like C-section style for the birth of the kid, and the
Super gnarly.
kid dies. Like seeing the hands inside the belly to pull the baby out was.
Gnarly.
I remember seeing it and I'm like, he didn't tell her shit. And then she's just like, what are you doing? And that's when he realized that he really didn't say anything to her. And she has no idea what's about to happen. And then she starts getting cut open. And that shit was brutal. It was brutal. And like, I dig that because that's Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is sexual. It's brutal. It's betrayal. There's noble. There's honor.
There's
a lot
no
of
holding
fights.
back with Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And so I hope they continue that with the rest of this season.
I agree.
But the thing though is like Game of Thrones built up a lot of their main characters and then have them die later on. I just don't know if this show has enough characters that they showed us in the first episode that can be relatable and lovable, that when we see them get killed off later, it's going to have some sort of emotional effect on the people.
It's
Yeah,
also
the king's gonna get murdered.
Yeah, the king will die.
Damon
Damon will die.
ends up winning. Damon ends up winning and becoming the king at the end of the show. Like that's how I think it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
I don't see them doing Game of Thrones all 2.0 with the woman becoming fucking king of the Iron Throne.
Did
Queen of
she
the Iron
though?
Throne.
She
Did.
died.
She for sure. She fucking beat everybody down, dog.
She wasn't the true heir though at the end.
Who? Danny?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
John was the true heir.
Yeah, but Danny was still badass.
No, but what I'm saying is like she never really was able to rule the land.
Neither was Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in that sequence, she was the daughter
And let's face it.
of the king. Of the king
Let's face
that
it. Jon Snow never wanted it anyways.
right.
So he was cool. Like he didn't care. And what did he do? Went back to the Night's Watch.
Yeah, where he's supposed to be. Exactly what
Can't-
he's supposed to be.
Can't die twice, John.
Yeah. Damn, I forgot he does die.
Oh yeah.
Damn it. Oh man, I'm so excited
When
to
he's
continue watching
laying on
Game of
that,
Thrones right now,
when he's
dude.
laying on that table.
Oh
yeah.
man,
They
dude.
beat his ass. They fucking work him over pretty good.
Damn,
Oh, yeah.
you got me so much more juice right now, dude. I'm gonna watch the rest of season 1 right now.
Oh, dude, Battle of the Bastards. This is all you need to say to
Yeah.
fucking be juiced about anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That
One of the
fucking
best-
scene where Jon Snow's about to get trampled over some
Yeah.
horses. You
He's-
think it's it? Again,
he's-
you think, oh, Jon Snow's finally gonna die. No, this
He's
motherfucker
fucking-
doesn't
buried
die.
by bodies.
He's Aragon. He's Aragon in that sec. in that
I don't
moment.
know.
For Frodo.
For Frodo.
Aragon wishes, dog.
Damn, you think so?
Aragon would fuck up.
You think
Jon
so?
Oh, you're full of shit, dog. Aragon wishes. Jon Snow, Targaryen, John Targaryen,
But I mean,
Dragon Rider.
The thing with Aragon is that the dude's like 90 years old, so he's been in a bunch of wars. He's bad. That's
Aragon's 120.
you will in Twin Towers. I think she asked him, and I think he says he's like 87 in Twin Towers. I'm pretty sure he says he's 80 in the extended cut. He says he's 87, and like that's like I didn't know that. You won't know that unless you watch the extended cut, and so that's why he's such a better sword fighter than everybody else because
He's a ranger.
He's been
He's a
fighting for
ranger.
so long. The dude's
High
been in
King-
so many wars.
His reign as the High King lasts for 120 years.
So after that,
With his death at the age of 210.
yeah, okay, damn.
And
See,
then
that's crazy.
Legolas is 2,931 years old. The elves of the Woodland Realm are different.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think Lord of the Rings show is gonna shit on the Game of Thrones show.
It's gonna be very interesting because they're coming out at the same time.
But do you think
We
it
got
would?
what 2 weeks for Lord of the Rings?
This next weekend.
This next weekend coming up?
Oh no! The following weekend.
Labor
Yeah,
Day
you're right.
weekend.
Yeah,
This is the third.
The 3rd,
There's
yeah.
a Sunday.
The first weekend of September.
Yeah.
The 3rd's a Saturday, bro.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking at a calendar in front of me.
Anyways, boys, that's it. Do you guys have anything else to add before we close the show out?
Do you want to rate the first episode?
I
You
think we gotta
can?
wait. Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
we should wait to rate the whole
Alright,
show.
alright.
It's too
If
important.
If I rate the first episode, it's a 7.
Yeah, that's a good number. That's
Yeah,
probably,
I would
that's
give it
about
like
where I'm at.
yeah, I'd get it lower than that.
Well, all right, boys. My headset just died, so bear with me here. Not good. Fuck yeah. I can't wait to hear that when I play it back, baby. Because whatever you said, I couldn't hear it, but I got fucking juiced. So I hope it sounded as dope as it looked with you saying it. Anyways, go follow us on social media, people. Follow us on all of the fucking podcast platforms that you listen to us on. YouTube us, The Vintage Podcast. That's it from the boys here at The Vintage Podcast. As always, go watch something. Peace out, everybody.